Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Shaykh, in your previous sohbet last week about empathy and not being busy with the wrongs of others, I thought about one popular hadith where the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying that when one sees a wrong, he must act against it, or speak against it, or make dua against it, which is the weakest form of iman. This hadith is often used by people to judge others and focus on others' wrongs. When people are more toxic, they will even judge us as weak for not judging others as strongly as the way that they do. What is the correct understanding and application of this hadith?
Yeah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. If you are following the sohbats that we've been doing for some time, you will understand that where to put which teachings, where to put which sohbats, where to put which hadiths. So it's a good question that you're asking. First, we have to know that the hadiths or the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, or our sheikhs even, you cannot take one teaching and apply that everywhere for all times, for all people, in every place, in every situation. You cannot. You can pray, but you can pray anytime, but there are some times where the prayer it is haram. You can pray. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, this whole world Allah has turned as a masjid for my nation. This is only given to this nation. Earlier nations, they cannot pray anywhere that they want to. There are specific areas where they can pray. But this whole place, this whole earth now, is like a masjid, it's like a jami. Any Muslim can pray anywhere. Top of a mountain, on top of the sea, they can pray. But there are certain places where it is forbidden for you to pray. For example, where you make the dirtiness, you cannot pray there. Yes? So this is balancing it. When we speak about not judging others, we are speaking about things that are, let me say, in a micro level. If you are in a jamaat, don't judge others. Be tolerant. If you are, let's say, at home and you are just a child, you're not the parents, you don't have the authority, you don't have the permission, it's not your prerogative, it's not your space. I'm saying this because if you're a kid and you're living with your parents, you see a mother, father doing something, try to correct them. They're going to smack your head or chase you out of the house. They're not going to accept it at any rate, no? So, this is in a micro level, amongst your friends, amongst your family. And amongst the Jamaat, because we're speaking first as people in this Jamaat, in this tariqat, living in a dargah, so that hadith, now, those teachings that says, don't be busy with others, be busy with yourself. Don't judge others. Be tolerant. Understand what is wrong. Yes, it is wrong, but move away. Judge the action, don't judge the character of the person. That applies now to individuals. You understand? But when you look at things that is a macro level, a bigger picture, when you see Zoom, not Zoom call, Zoom, this tyranny that is inflicted upon a country or from one regime to another, or even Zoom that is inflicted from one family to another, or from one society to another society, or a company, the bigger picture. Then, or you see scholars going the wrong way, or so-called sheikhs going the wrong way, or politicians going the wrong way. This is bigger, no? It's not something that is personal. That time, you must know what is right and you must know what is wrong. But try to know what is right and wrong with those who have knowledge and what they teach you about what it is. Because in this macro level of things too, if you don't have the proper guides, you are going to be more confused. You are going to be more confused. Even in those kinds of things, it is not good to interfere too much if you don't have all the facts. The world now is divided, but they're going to judge only with these eyes. And people's memory don't go past few years. let alone 100 years, let alone hundreds of years, because nobody studies history anymore. Nobody teaches it. Which Jami is going to teach you Islamic history? Huh? So people are not even concerned about their own history, to say how I was today, yesterday, 1 year, 10 years, and how I've changed. And why is my family's history always like this, good or bad? They stop you from doing all of that, yes? And let alone Islamic history. Now, when you understand Islamic history, then you understand how different societies, how different countries, how different religions, different regimes act with one another, towards one another. And then you understand now the pattern of how these different forces, they behave, and what our Khalifas did, what the Khilafat did, what the Awliya Allahs, what they did. And you'll see these patterns, and understanding that, then you can understand what is happening today and to not get sucked in and not to get tricked. Otherwise you will be. As majority are tricked right now. Majority of Muslims are tricked right now. They look at the politics and this and that and they make the wrong decision. They don't study history. They don't follow anyone. They jump to conspiracy theories. Don't you understand? Maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when the media was controlled, the only way that truth would come out is through other avenues. That the media that is controlled said these are conspiracy theories. Is the only way. But you think Shaitan is stupid? He's very smart. Now, media is not controlled. Media is uncontrollable. When the media is uncontrollable, anyone can make their own media, no? You can become your own TV station. You can wake up in the morning, record yourself until you go to sleep, and there are people watching you. So media is uncontrollable. So now where are you going to find avenues that truth is going to speak out? You think that Shaitan is not going to say, okay, we control the media. Now other ways are showing this. And people are following, it's picking up. Let's do this. We have to control this. This we can let go. This we have to control. This we're not going to change. Now we're going to give them, instead of 10 places to look for truth, we're going to give them 10,000, so that everyone will be confused even more. And this is exactly what is happening. So now we cannot look at that anymore to find your truth. Anyway, the truth is with the people of truth, not with websites. Who is running after the people of truth? Where are the people of truth? Alhamdulillah, we found our Shaykh. He's a person of truth, he's a man of truth, and he's teaching us and he's giving us clear guidelines for those who want to listen. Those who don't want to listen, that's okay. Majority of the world, they can say something else, it doesn't matter to us. But people now become very blind to this, and they get very emotional, and they're getting sucked into it, they're getting baited by all these things. So, now, at the same time, we have been talking for years about Amri bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar, forbidding what is evil and enjoining what is good. This evil and this is good has to be according to Islam, has to be according to the Sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ, and it has to be according to the teachings of the rightly guided leaders. Obey Allah, obey a Prophet, and obey a rightly guided leaders. That is Ayatul Karimah. It cannot be your understanding of right and wrong according to you, or according to your country, or ideology, or your race. Now everything is split up. The Ummah, we were united once. You have to unite around one thing. You have to unite around the Khalifa. It cannot be united when there is no Khalifa. You cannot be united with an idea. You cannot even be united with a religion. Because a religion is always represented by a prophet. And that Prophet ﷺ is saying, after I leave, this one is going to represent. This is going to represent. So everyone now will come being united under one. Even if there are many countries, different kingdoms, different peoples, even if there are different religions, and there were people belonging to different religions, under the Khalifa, but everyone is united. So now they take away the head, and the body is now behaving like a crazy person. It doesn't matter if this body is 10,000 times bigger than what it was 100 years ago. It is still uncontrollable. In fact, it is more dangerous in some ways. So, on a personal level, look, understand this is wrong, but don't judge the person. Take it as a lesson. On a bigger level, that time is not personal anymore. You must say what is right and what is wrong. People are doing the opposite now. Personal level, they judge. But on a more macro level, when people, for example, there are people that they are insulting to the Prophet ﷺ, then we say, oh, you have to be patient. You cannot even feel angry. Don't feel angry. Forgive them, da. Yet at the same time, if somebody curses at them, they are the first ones to go to defend themselves. Then they go to that extreme, saying, don't worry about it, it doesn't matter. People insulting our religion, insulting Quran, insulting the Prophet. Then on the other hand, they go to swing to the other extreme. They say, anyone who speaks anything, then we're going to completely destroy them. Both sides, too extreme. It is wrong. There is no direction. There is no leadership. There is no guidance on how to behave, where to apply, how to apply. So yes, when it is general, then that time you need more guidance to say, okay, this regime is right or wrong. These actions are right or wrong. These things that are happening economically, is it right or wrong? These sheikhs, so-called, that they're doing all these things, is it right or wrong? That time you must stand up. These scholars that are saying this and this and this, we must stand up that time. We must say, these are wrong. Don't get too bogged down. Ahl Sunnat cannot become Wahhabi. Don't get too bogged down to say, this is right Aqidah, this is wrong Aqidah. Who are you to judge anyone's Aqidah? You split the heart open? Especially common people. We're talking about common people now. And even amongst the scholars, they do things that are wrong. We say this is wrong action. Wrong understanding. Our Shaykh uses very nice words. He hardly even uses the words haram. He doesn't use too much. He doesn't use the word gunah or sin too much. He doesn't. But these scholars, and especially these Wahhabis, every third word they're going to say haram, kufr, bid'ah, and shirk. And now Ahl Sunnat scholars are mimicking that. There are other better ways to do it. If you're given that authority to attack, that's a different thing. If you're given that authority and that permission to attack, that's different. If you're not given that authority and that permission by the rightly guided ones, you're doing it by yourself, you are contributing to the fitna. You understand? Because you're not doing it with wisdom. You're not doing what happened before, what happened after. What is your aim? You're just saying, this is wrong, wrong, wrong. This is right, this is right. This is wrong. You're not seeing, you don't have a vision. Person who has never worn a hijab, for instance. But they are attracted to come to make a zikr. They sit with the women, of course. We don't mix the men and the women together. They sit with the women. They're not wearing the hijab. But they don't pray too much, they don't do too much, but they're attracted to the sohbat and the zikr. Are you going to look at them differently? Are you going to say, oh, this is wrong? Are you going to judge them? No. Because at least that one is sincere. This is not your place. It is our Shaykh, it is Allah who is inviting, pulling them in. Your job is to give the right thing. Now, don't look at them differently, welcome them, but at the same time, you are not going to encourage the person. You're not going to say, oh, don't need, it's not important to wear hijab. What's important is in your heart. No, you don't go one extreme or the other extreme. This is what we have to know. So, one of the many things our Shaykh, our Grand Shaykh had done, so many times, they are hammering with scholars 24 hours, yes? hammering so-called sheikhs, priests, rabbis, imams. All those ones who are going off wrong direction. Our sheikh doesn't say wrong akidah. He says wrong ideas, wrong direction. This is tariqat. You have to feel shame before your Lord. If you're not given that permission to do it, leave it. Because who knows, maybe you don't understand who that person is, what that person is. Maybe you don't understand what is there in his heart. But you are judging, don't. There is more to that. We are not in Shariat in that way. We are complying to it, everything we're trying to do properly, but we're watching our manners in judging others. In judging yourself, yes, you may say, is this right? Is this wrong? You must feel very unsure whether your actions are going to be accepted, whether they are good or not. But with others, especially with others you don't know too well, and others that you are seeing they're doing good things, but a couple of things is questionable, you don't have that permission to bother about it too much. Turn your head, be busy with yourself. So this is how you sort of balance between the two. You understand? Personal level, be very tolerant with each other, be kind. But don't stand up to a systemic tyranny, whether that system is from a masjid, system is from a group of people that is there because of politics or because of religion even. That's a time you need to know, and you must say, we don't belong to these kinds of people. Ya Rabbi. One of the reasons why we are pulling ourselves out is because of that, to react against to that system. We say we don't want to be in that system, Ya Rabbi, to see it every day, for it to spray us, to spray our children. We want to move away to somewhere simple and clean. And our Shaykh says even more. He says, don't run around to know too much. Don't run around to read too much. Yes or no? Because there's so much confusion, he says, everywhere. He used to say there's so much confusion, they put the confusion in the books. But now who reads books anymore? Nobody reads books anymore. You think then there's less confusion? No, there's more confusion. So pull ourselves back from that, inshallah. Watch ourselves that way. We will find safety. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum. Anything else? Any other question? Spend time with people. Don't spend time with a machine. Spend time with people. Watch yourselves. Especially this month of Ramazan. Don't be busy so much with that. If you're not worshipping, then spend time with your families. Understand. Talk to each other. Inshallah. We ask for guidance. That's the most important thing. Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum.